Hello guys and welcome back to another UCL fantasy video. Today I'm going to present to you my final team selection for the upcoming match day 16, or as we know it, the second leg of the semi-finals. First of all, we are going to see how my team did in match day 15. Then I'm going to give you some updates on key players that are going to be important for your teams, and then I'm going to present to you my plans. Starting with the team, the PSG players did not disappoint. Donnarumma 7-pointer, Nuno Mendes 8, Hakimi 5, Dembele 8, Doe 2 points. It was not as much as I expected, but it was a wild shot as we didn't have any forwards fit, almost any forwards, but yeah, at the end of the day, I'm happy with the PSG performance. Looking into Arsenal, Saliba and Kivior, my transfer, one of the transfers that I did was to bring in Kivior, and that didn't help me a lot. If I decided to go for the other player that I think, the other team that I wanted to get, Inter Milan, I was going to go for the mighty Dumfries, and Dumfries scored 19 points. Compared to Kivior's 3, yeah, it didn't suit me very well. Elsewhere, Saliba was already in my team, and I'm happy with his performance. Moving to the Barcelona players, Yamal, Ferran, Rafinha, all good. Rafi Cap, he's the highest scorer of my team, so with Nuno, with Dembele, and with Rafinha, the three of them are the top scorers, but at least I got it right from my team. I brought in players like Ferran, Yamal, Martinez, Doe and Kivior that week. To be fair, the only transfer I'm a little bit sad about is the Kivior one, as the other options from a different team was going to be Dumfries, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Kunde got an injury. We don't know if he's going to be fit yet, but most likely he's going to miss the game, as well with Baude. But we'll get to that into it a second. Somar 1-pointer, he was on my bench. Lautaro 1-pointer, he's doubtful as well, and we don't know if he is going to play. On the bench, Doe 2-pointer. If we replace Kunde with Doe, I would have been 2 points up, but I was always going to give my defender a chance to gain me some points. Sadly, he went off with an injury pretty early on. Lewandowski was injured, and hence the 0 points, and Saka was pretty disappointing, hence the 1-pointer. I'm with 65 points from that week. It could have been with 16 better, so 81 if I went with Dumfries. And if I had taken the hit to bring in Thuram instead of Lewandowski, it would have been good as well, but I didn't take the hit and I didn't bring in Dumfries, so I'm on a negative this week, but hopefully in match day 16 we are going to change that. So the team, if we go and take a look, looks like that. We have Kunde, who is with injured, and Martinez and Lewandowski that are doubtful. Dembele is also doubtful, but we're going to discuss that in a second. Starting with the team news, so I have 7.1 and 3 free transfers. I think it's completely enough for me. First of all, we're going to go and look at Inter Extra, a very reliable source and an account that gives some news for Inter Milan and for the UCL, and they're pretty reliable, don't work with a lot of leaks and etc. But Lautaro, Martinez and Pavard are both headed towards starting against Barcelona. I don't know how to address that, but at the end of the day, it's an information that I'll be more than happy to utilize. The happy thing is that we will know the starting lineups and we can make proper decisions based on that. So if Lautaro is in the team, I'm not going to have to take him out. Moving then to the another Inter Extra news, Barcelona traveling squad, and we can see one Robert Lewandowski on the front page, and number 9 just below Pedri. He is in contention to start, so happy days, and I think that we will be delighted to see Lewandowski starting. As we kept him last week, this would mean that we would save a transfer, as I would for sure would play Lewandowski if I see him starting. The final team news is that PSG report, a very viable source that I have been utilizing throughout the season. Ousmane Dembele participated in today's collective training session, so he has a high chance of starting. So Lautaro, Leva, Pavard and Dembele have high chances of starting. Of course, that would mean Kunde and Baude are not going to start, even though yeah, they're not going to start at all because they're out of the squad As you can see, we don't see anywhere cu Barça, Araujo, Martinez, Gavi, Ferran, Pedri, Leva, Face, Rafinha, Inaki, Pena, Christensen, Fermin, Pau, Victor, Yamal, Olmo, De Jong, Eric Szczesny, Astrawaga, Ford, Martin, Landry, and Darvik. No Kunde and no Baude. So if you have them in the team, you can take them out. So this would leave me with only one player that is for sure out, and that was a planned transfer when I've seen that injury, and there is like zero chance of me not going to Dumfries after his performances in the first leg. I think Barcelona will try to attack, and on the counter, especially against Nico Martinez, Araujo, Gerard Martin, whoever plays there, Dumfries can capitalize once again against that Barcelona side. So that adds a third player for my liking from the Inter Milan squad. Now, if Leva starts, that would mean that Ferran Torres will not. So I will have to take one of Leva or Ferran Torres. Let's say Leva starts, and let's start building in that direction. So if Ferran is out, I will need to take him out. So that would leave me with 1, 2, 3 Barcelona players, which is not something that I look forward to, if I have to be completely honest. If Leva starts and if Lautaro starts, that would leave me the possibility to sell another defender, and that would be Kivior, as away from home I don't see Arsenal keeping a clean sheet. So that would allow me to bring someone like Inigo Martinez, who might play as a left back, might play as a center back, depends what type of defensive formation Flick decides to play, and that would allow me to bring in someone like Merino. Of course, this is a very undesirable solution to my problems, because I don't want to bring in that much Merino. Yes, he will be playing as a striker this game as Partey is back, but bringing Barcelona defender, I expect them to concede, and bringing Arsenal attacker when I have 3 PSG defenders, it's not that it's not that good for me. So there is a possibility just to remove Ferran Torres and bring one of Olmo or Pedri. I'm more likely to bring in Pedri, as he has been playing some amazing football as of recency, and if he gets man of the match, I can keep him. If he doesn't perform, I can swap him with the billion of players that are on my bench. So that would include Pedri in, and that would leave me with one more free transfer. The thing is that I have only 3 Inter Milan players and 3 Arsenal. If by any chance the final is Inter Milan versus Arsenal, which is very unlikely, but there is a high chance, I would be stuck with only 6 players, which is a good number, don't get me wrong, but I would like something more, and probably I will sell Doe. This might seem counterintuitive, and bring in Thuram if he starts. That would be the play. And I would be having 4 Inter Milan players, 4 Barcelona, as the game is pretty 50-50 if you ask me. And then we have 3 Arsenal with 4 PSG, and I have a perfect split with minimum of 7 players into the final, with most probably being 8, and all of them will be starting the final if they're fit. I think Thuram, Martinez are the starting duo, Leva is the starting player, Yamal, Rafi, Pedri is a non-contentional, though Dembele, Saka will start, Saliba, Kivior, Mendes, Hakimi will start, Donnarumma, Sommer will start. So in hindsight, I have a very proper squad that I can get into the next round. Of course, if Lautaro doesn't start, Dawe remains into the squad, and I get Thuram. Of course, that once again brings me the problem with 6 starters, and I'll have to adjust the team accordingly if we go there. But if, let's say, PSG and Barcelona reaches the final, I need to buy only 2 players. Yeah, and that would probably be Kvaratskhelia and, let's say, Kunde, and that would be my team done for the final, unless there is an injury, of course, but they're the favorites, so I look forward to them being an option. But the ideal list is going to look something like that. If, of course, Martinez is fit and he starts, I may even not use my last transfer and keep Doe, or just take him out. I don't know how to approach it. I'm a little bit 50-50, because Thuram, yeah, he is great, but if Leva isn't starting, by the way, I will get Thuram here. I want a starting player, and I will keep Ferran. So that would leave me with 3 Barcelona players, which is kinda not well enough, but yeah, it all depends on what happens. The only one neo transfer is Dumfries. After that, depends on who starts, Leva or Ferran. The other one goes, and depending on who is fit, if Lautaro is fit, I will play him together with Thuram. If he isn't, I will swap him with Dawe, and I'll have 2, 6, 7 players for the second day, which is ideal. So yeah, I quite fancy this. The captaincy options, yes, I'm resetting because I don't care about it. If we go to date, I need to bring in him, I need to bring in him, and I need to bring in him, and I need to bring him in. Let me check once again the dates. 7th, okay. The strategy here is we'll probably captain either Yamal as a little bit of a differential captain, or Dumfries as a very raw captain. I don't know if that is going to be feasible like the first week. Probably not, as he scored 2 goals, which for the whole season he hasn't scored in the Champions League. But depending on what mood I am and what lineup I see from Inter Milan and who are the forwards and what Barcelona defensive line I see, I may go for Dumfries, as he will be very, very important to that attacking side once again. And yeah, that might be points chasing from last week, but still, I think it's a good captaincy option, and he was going to be my transfer either way, so I'm happy with that. Of course, it was going to be for Kivior instead for Kunde, but things change and we have to adjust properly. For now, it will remain on Yamal because I don't have Dumfries onto the team. So if something happens, I want to have it sorted there. What else? Other good captain's option for first day: Rafi, Leva, Lautaro, Thuram, depending on who starts. Of course, there is going to be a deadline stream. Don't forget to tune in. That would be very, very important deadline stream where we're going to discuss several things, and we are going to see what is the proper starting lineup, what can we do, how can we do it, and how can we adjust your teams. If you have any chips, if you have limitless, use it now. If you have wildcard, save it for the final and go bonkers with your transfers. Get players that are not that popular this week, something extraordinary to put in your team. You have several options. That would be it. A pretty short video today, but we have the fixtures, we have the news, we have the captaincy options for day 1. We will see if day 2 is needed. Of course, Dembele, Saka, Nuno Mendes, Kvaratskhelia, all are good options for captaincy in day 2. Of course, if you want to support my channel and want to show your appreciation for my good rank this season for a first year, I'm playing this game and I am 660th in the world, pushing for top 500 finish. Let's see if we can nail it and if we can reach those heights. Probably it's going to be tough, but I will be trying up until the last fixture. Of course, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask them. Don't hesitate to join the mini league. There is a big competition there. We have a guy that's in the top 10, so he's doing amazingly well. Thanks so much for supporting me. If you want once again to support me even more, just subscribe to the channel. You can become a member, by the way. Also support me financially so I can keep growing and keep supporting my family. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you on the deadline stream with more UCL news and UCL content. But for now, guys, I'll be heading out. Bye.